Hello and welcome to my channel on the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. And today let's find out what's been on the hook. Today is a wonderful day. It's not National Crochet Month, but a lot of you have said you've started your crochet projects, and I'm so excited about that. I try to have something going all the time. In fact, I have 3 or 4 WIPs right now that are very important to me. Now, the most important thing was to get this sweater out to you so you could buy the pattern. And the pattern proceeds will go to the Ukrainian people through the Samaritan's Purse. And I've decided to actually add $1 to every pattern that goes out. And that'll be my contribution plus the proceeds of the pattern. And that will go to the Ukrainian people. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I hope y'all will be too. Even if you don't make the sweater, you can support the Ukrainian people by purchasing the sweater. And there are no discounts on this. I'm just going to send all the proceeds over. And I hope that's good for you. If it's not, you don't have to buy the pattern. But I feel like my subscribers and my community members will jump on the bandwagon, and let's make this a success. I'm shooting for 200 patterns. I don't know if we'll go past that or if we won't make that, but I am shooting for about 200 patterns so that we can send a substantial amount of money to the Ukrainian people. Now, here is the pattern. I finished it. It's out on Etsy right now, and you can go out there and take a look at it. As you can see, there's the Ukrainian flag and a picture of me wearing the sweater. The sweater is one of my sort of one of my favorites. I like the way it turned out. It's very definitive, very summer style, and I like that because the colors are very bright and beautiful. Now, it may be too much for some of you. I don't know. I'm used to wearing bright colors, and I can get away with that because I just like wearing them. It doesn't bother me to put on a bright red top or a royal blue top or something like that. But you can make this in different colors. Some of you might want to make it in yellow and accent it in blue. You could do that. Or just make a blue top and put yellow on the sleeves or yellow at the bottom or yellow around the neck, but not have as much design element showing as I do in this particular sweater. But I wanted to make it just like I thought it should be when I first thought of it, and I went ahead and made it that way. I'm going to stand up right now and show you what the sweater looks like in full view. I'm going to stand way back here so you can see what the sweater looks like in full view. I have about a 5-inch section of lace around the bottom. If you've been watching my videos, you'll know that that's where I started, with the lace at the bottom. And then I moved up from there. I put a little bit of a design element above the lace, and the lace is see-through, so if you have on jeans or black pants or anything like that, you don't have to worry about wearing a tank top underneath. Now, the sleeves are built right into the fabric like I do a lot of my patterns, and the design element is mimicked here in a smaller stitch and around the neck in a smaller stitch as well. And the neck is a more of a summer cut. It's cut down lower and a little bit farther on the sides so that it's cool. And I made this out of 100% cotton Paintbox, and I'll show you that yarn right now. Here are the 2 colors of Paintbox that I use to crochet my People's Pullover, and this is I purchased this from Love Crafts. They have a really good assortment of Paintbox yarns, not sponsored, but I wanted to show these to you one more time because they are quite beautiful. This is Sailor Blue and Buttercup Yellow, and they're the colors, of course, that I used in my sweater. Now, on Monday, I am going to give away the balance of these. I ordered a lot more than I needed, but I just wanted to be sure I had enough. And you know me, that's how I do things when I'm designing a pattern. So I'll be giving away some of this on Monday. Well, actually, we'll pick the winner a week from Monday, but I'll be putting this in the giveaway gifts section of my video on Monday. And that way, if you really want to make this sweater, you can buy just a couple more skeins of each one, or just of the blue, and you'll have enough to make the sweater. So I just wanted to let you know that. But anyway, it's Paintbox yarns, and these are available at more than one place, but I got mine at Love Crafts because I buy a lot of things from there. So again, this is the People's Pullover. It's out on Etsy right now, and you will have received an email about it in your inbox if you're in the community, and you will you'll be able to know that it's out there. But there are no discounts on this particular pattern, just because I want to send all the proceeds over to the folks in Ukraine. So be thinking about that. Think if that's something you'd like to support, and we can do it together. I am going to publish the Felicity sweater pattern probably early next week. I had to spend a little bit more time on this to get it out the door so that we can help the Ukrainians a little bit earlier than waiting another week and another week. So I wanted to do this first. And the Felicity sweater that Crystal is modeling, and let me bring Crystal over here. She's modeling this. I wore this last week, and a lot of you wanted the pattern, and so I'm just showing this today because I want you to see it, but I've already worn it once, and the pattern will be coming out early next week. Now, if you can't see, this is a bodice. All of the bodice here is a ribbed bodice, and the ribs run stacked top to bottom of the bodice, so that way it's very striking. I love the way the ribs turned out in this. It's just something I came up with. I don't think I've ever made anything like this ever, even with a pattern. But it just came to me one day and I thought, well, that's fun and that's not too hard. So I'm just put that in the pattern. Crochet the entire bodice in this rib makes it very striking, and it looks very pretty in a tonal or a solid color. You probably won't want to make this in a busy yarn because you won't be able to see the ribs. And I also put a ribbed bottom on it so that it would be longer on me, but I didn't really have to do that. That's an optional design element right there. You don't have to put that on the sweater to make the emphasis of the ribs. They're so beautiful. I really like this. So the pattern will be coming out early next week, so be looking for that. The focus of my late week videos is a little bit more laid back. There's no giveaway in late week videos. That's always on Monday videos. And this video, I want to show you my progress on WIPs that I've been working on. So first of all, I have finished this sweater, and this was part of my project this week. I finished it probably Wednesday, and I was working on the pattern at the whole time that I was crocheting it, so that I was able to send the pattern out a little bit early. So the People's Pullover is out there now, and I wanted you to know that. I made this video mostly for that. I want y'all to know that it's out there. Also, I'm going to show you some progress I've made on a couple of items that y'all had asked me about. So let's look at those. Last week I talked about an Afghan kit that I had ordered from Mary Maxim, not sponsored. And this kit it looks easy, and it is pretty easy. It's the Brickwork Afghan by Mary Maxim, and there's a picture of it. It is really beautiful. This just caught my eye, and I wanted to order it. I just thought that was so gorgeous. So I wanted to start it anyway and show y'all the progress that I've made on it. And this is a TV project right in front of the TV. You don't have to be thinking too hard on this. Now, the bottom of the Afghan is here. So I have actually crocheted the blue and the parchment colors, and I've started on the burgundy right there. I have another row of that to go, and then I will have that brick done, and then I'll do the, this is the mortar between the bricks, I guess you could say. Yeah, this is the mortar color. And last week I said that that was parchment. No, it's linen, and this is the linen color. It's a little bit lighter than the parchment, and I'll show you the difference here. This is one of the brick lines, and this is all the mortar right here. So this is linen and this is parchment. So those colors go beautifully together, although there are 3 other colors in here. I'm really excited about these. The burgundy is one, of course, and there are 3 other colors, and they're just gorgeous. I love these, and they're all the anti-pilling Premier worsted size, and I'm using an H hook to make this. Now that seems small to me, and it does make the Afghan very dense. See that? It makes it very dense. So it will be a warm Afghan, I'll have to say. It will be a warm Afghan. And the mortar here lines up, and in the next row, this row, the mortar will be in the middle of that brick. So it'll come up there like that. And probably by next week I'll have a little bit more of this done and can show you some of the rows. It's not difficult to make. It was a little bit expensive, but there's a lot of yarn in this Afghan. And look how, this is the width of the Afghan. And it goes all the way from there stretched out across me and almost to my tip of my other finger, and I'm 5'5", so that'll give you some idea of how wide this thing is. It's pretty wide. It goes all the way across there, and a row takes a while to make. I have to say, it takes me a while to crochet it, but that's all right. It's beautiful, and this is the color I'm working on now. So gorgeous. That says burgundy. Let me get it back a little bit there. You can see the color a little bit better there. That is burgundy, and a beautiful, beautiful colorway. Look at that. It's just gorgeous. I really, really like it. And I've been working on it quite a bit. So I just wanted to show you that. This is one of the WIPs I have, and I don't know if I'll get very far with it. I'm hoping that I can just leave it by my chair and work on it every so often. Now, I am working on a summer wool sweater. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but a summer wool sweater, and this will be for cool nights or cool days in the summer and spring, and hopefully I can finish it fairly soon. I'm calling this sweater the Cecilia sweater. Really love that name. So pretty. It might be the Anna sweater. I'm not sure. I'll let you know when I get a little bit farther on it. But it's also made with Knit Picks yarn that's been hand dyed by my friend Becky. Again, they're the beautiful colors, and y'all have all remarked about how beautiful these colors are. I really like it. And now that it's crocheted up, look how beautiful that has turned out. Now, it's not a tonal, but it is in a way. I mean, this is sort of the way tonal yarns work. And this is an example of the Felicity Sweaters yarn right here. And it's what I consider a tonal because it has different tones of the same yarn. Now, the sweater that I'm making from Becky's yarn is not really a tonal. There are two different colors. I'll get it back here where you can see it. It's pink and coral together, but it's just so random. It looks like a tonal almost. It's really, really pretty. Now, as you can see, I've broken for the arms, and I have the side piece right here that's bigger than usual. And that's because I stopped crocheting a little bit earlier. I'll hold this up to myself, and you can see right about where the underarm is, halfway across that little bridge there that I've crocheted between the front and the back. I've not crocheted the yoke out as far, and I'm going to experiment and see if maybe I can get those sleeves to not be sticking out so much. And I also did not increase on the last few rows of this particular sweater. Not bigger, but just wider. And I don't know if that's a good explanation or not, but this is what it's going to look like. I'm real excited about it. It's so comfortable too. It's very, very soft. It's not for a 90-degree day. I will tell you that. It's not for a 90-degree day, but this is 100% merino wool, and it's so beautiful. Again, that's what it looks like crocheted up. This is using a 7 hook, and that is not, if somebody asked me, no, it is not a 7mm hook. It is a 4.5mm hook, and that is by Pullover, of course. It's one of the last ones in the line that has the metal for the head, and I really like it. Slides so quickly across this wool, and the wool is just so soft. I don't think I'd have a problem with it with any hook, but of course Pullover is my very favorite. But this is a number 7 hook. I know you probably can't read that, but it's a number 7 hook, and it's 4.5 millimeters, and it's a little bit bigger than a G and a little bit smaller than an H. So it's a G+. That's what I'm going to call it. I've heard that called a G+ before. So that's a G+ hook. If you don't have one and you don't like using tiny hooks like a G hook, to me that's very, very small. But I have used that to make sweaters, and it's not a problem at all. But this 7 hook is a little bit bigger, so it doesn't give you the bulk of an H hook, but it also is not as big as an H hook. So I hope that's enough information for you about that crochet hook. But I really love Pullover, and this 7 hook has been a real lifesaver. I've used it for several sweaters, and I really like it. So if you have a DK, which is what this is, if you have a DK yarn or even a fingering yarn, you might try that 7 hook, because that will give you a little bit bigger than using a G. G is a little bit too small for me, although I do use a G hook. I prefer a little bit bigger hook. So there's my beautiful sweater, and I hope I'll have it named by my next video, and I'll show you the progress that I've made on it, because I'm really working hard on this now, trying to get the body finished. And so I'm working on it now. The body will come down, of course, here, and then I'll put a small short sleeve in it. I don't think I'm going to make this long sleeves because although I do have enough yarn for that, I do have enough yarn. I have 2 full skeins of yarn left, 2 full hanks, plus most of the second hank, still working on that for the body. So I'll have plenty of yarn for this, and Becky dyed up probably 1 skein too much, but that's what I ordered from her. So she did what I asked, and that was very nice. But I had 4 hanks, and I'll probably just need 3, but we'll see about that. As soon as I get a little bit farther along, I'll be able to estimate how many yards I'm going to need for that, so I'll let you know that when the time comes. Y'all have been asking about my coffee shop yarn sweater, and I'm making this from the bottom up, so I wanted to show you what I've done on it. Not anything. I've been working on all these other projects, so I haven't put any time in on this, but I haven't forgotten about it. It still has a beautiful project bag that it's living in, and this is wide enough so where I can be comfortable in it. And I'm making it from Coffee Shop Yarn, which is a, I believe it's a Premier, yes, it's a Premier brand yarn. And the yarn is actually a acrylic and wool. It's 85% acrylic and 15% wool. And beautiful, beautiful colorway. I know y'all said you really like this. This is Steel, S-T-E-E-L, and that's the colorway that this is. Most of the colorways in Coffee Shop are a little bit too bright for me, and they're too stripy to blend into each other. You'd want to use them more for a shawl or something like that. I personally like yarns that will blend in a little bit better, even though this is stripy. See, that is very stripy, but the stripes are in the same type color. They're in the same gray family, and so they blend a little bit better than maybe having a pink or a purple in there. And that makes your sweater look a little bit wonky on the sides, especially where you join the seam on the side. Now this might be better for a top down if you're using a little bit wilder color scheme in the Coffee Shop or any other yarn. Top down is really better because it does continue the stripes around the body, but you always have that join in the back, so you never know really what you're going to get. So if you do the join and you don't turn and you keep going around in the same direction, I think that would be the perfect way to use a colorful stripy yarn, but that is not what this is. That's why I chose to make it from the bottom up. And I do have 5 cakes of this, so you might see it in a giveaway if I don't need all those cakes, which I don't think I'm going to. This will be a short sleeve sweater. I don't think it's going to be, it might be a 3/4 sleeve sweater, but it's not really a winter sweater. I'm not really wanting to wear it in the wintertime, although I could. I would rather wear it in the summer. So I'm making summer sweaters now, and that's what this is going to be. So thank you for asking about it. I appreciate it very, very much. A quick shout out to Denise from Chicago. Denise, thank you so much for your thank you note. And she's thanking me for making videos. That was really sweet. Just for putting in the time on making videos. So Denise, very nice note inside. I appreciate that thank you note. Also, a nice young lady from Louisiana. I assume she's young. I don't know. She might be older. I don't know. But a nice lady from Louisiana called Claire, she made this for me, and I showed this on my video a couple of videos ago, and she said, did you notice the hearts? Well, if you hold it right here, and you can see the heart right there, and there are hearts all around. Look at that. I never even noticed it before, but she pointed that out to me, and I just wanted to show that on video because I didn't point that out, but look how beautiful that is. The hearts going around in a circle. I admire that. That's so beautiful, and thank you again for sending me that. It's a welcome gift, and I have it right over here by my desk. I haven't decided where I'm going to put it. I have a pin board, and I think I might put it up on that just so I can look at that beautiful crochet work. Now, as you know, I have project bags, and I wanted to show you this one. This is the purple project bag. This is lilac, actually, the color of lilac. There is the On the Hook logo on the front, and y'all have been buying these. I want to tell you there's a few left in my shop, and my coffee shop sweater is actually living in there. I really like it. I have one of every color of my project bags, and I use them daily, and because I want to know how they work. And I like this one. It's not a zippered project bag, but it also has 2 pockets inside. In addition to the one on the outside, it has 2 pockets inside where I can tuck my crochet hook in there and keep it with the project so it doesn't get lost. So I really like that. There are a few left in the shop. I actually sent out an email last night to remind you of the lilac project bags that are in my shop. I wanted to make sure that everybody got the notice so that nobody comes up and says, I didn't get one because I just let everybody buy them and I didn't get the last one. And the last one is out there. I have a few more other than the last one. I have a few. So if you're interested in a lilac project bag, go out on Etsy and take a look. I'll put a link to the Etsy shop down in my description box below, and you can just click that and go directly to it. That way you don't have to wonder how to type it in and all that. There's a link below that you can use. There's also a link on the email. So if you go back and look at the email, then you can just click the link from there. So I just wanted y'all to know that those are out. That's the only color I have now. I sold out of the turquoise bags, but I do have some lilac bags, and they're quite beautiful. I love that color for spring. Before you click away, please do that. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because you'll get notified when I send out these videos. And if you're a crocheter, be sure to share this with someone and tell them about our chit chats that we have about crochet. And it's mostly about wearable crochet, but I throw in some diamond painting every now and then, and also a little bit of Afghan that I talked about today. Now, I have worked on my diamond painting. I'm about halfway through, and I have it upside down and turned around. I really couldn't shoot that today without laying it on the floor, and I'm in the middle of a process here. I have moved my harp to another room, and it's still where everybody can see it. It's a beautiful harp, but it's not in my video background anymore. I have left my piano here, but I'm going to move my sweaters that I've made, and probably 75 or 70 or some ridiculous number of sweaters that I've made, and I'm going to have them on rolling racks. And I'm going to put the rolling racks back here. I know that won't be a beautiful backdrop. I might rearrange my studio, but if you don't mind seeing all the sweaters that I've made, I'm going to put them on rolling racks. And that way I can get to them, I can look at them, I can refer to them when somebody has a question about a pattern. I can go directly to the sweater that I made from the pattern. So it's a little bit more convenient for me to have those sweaters out here, and they're in my closet now. They've pushed all my regular clothes to the side, and I'm having a hard time working around that. So I'm going to remove those sweaters, put them on rolling racks, and roll them into my studio so that I can use those. They'll be at my fingertips, and they won't be mashing all my other clothes in the closet. So some of them are stacked on each other in there, and I want to get those up on hangers, and the hangers are padded. I pull the sleeves up, like right here. If I put the hanger in here, I would pull this sleeve all the way up onto the hanger so that it doesn't pull down on the body. Now, some people have said it does, but I've looked back at some of my winter sweaters from last year, and they have not stretched at all. But I've been very careful about not putting a lot of strain on the shoulders, especially because that's where a sweater will stretch, right here on the shoulder. So I take the pressure off the shoulder by pulling the sleeves in, and that way I can hang it on one of those fat hangers, and the shoulders don't show, you know, like you do when you have a regular hanger under your sweater or under a soft sweater in your closet. You'll see shoulder points there where the hanger ends. It's not a really good look when you go to put your sweater on. I use the really fat hangers. I ordered them from Amazon, and they've got several different kinds on there. But I really enjoy getting those up on hangers while I've run out of room. So that's something I'm working on this weekend. I hope I can work on my WIPs, and I should be able to put a little time in on each one so I can bring that progress to you on Monday. So join me then on Monday, and let's find out what's on the hook.